Alright,
like,
let's get started. We're going to turn ourselves into the 1950s.
Not a problem, but you have damage on the bottom, 5 or 6 inches of your hair. I can't lift those ends that are sitting at like a dark blonde. And you've got pre-existing color that's decently dark sometimes. Like, if you've got color that's permanent in your hair, especially if it's any darker than like a medium light brown, and you have damage and I can't lift your ends, I can't get you to this blonde, this like almost white blonde. It's just not going to happen in one appointment. And I will explain it 2, possibly 3 times in the consultation while I start doing the hair. Like, don't forget, like, we're not going to get you like white blonde. I mean, you do have some damage, and I'm lifting through a darker brown color you have on your hair, and they will still leave upset and cry and just, oh my god, I hate my hair. And I totally understand not getting the exact results you want, but not being realistic and me explaining this over and over before I even start, it's really disheartening because it can make us question ourselves even though we did everything right and everything we could do. And not to mention spending 4 to 5 hours on these people's hair. I never spend usually less than like 3.5 hours on anyone's hair, especially when I'm doing a corrective service. Like, it takes hours. Next time you go get your hair done, be very realistic. Don't assume we're just gonna wave our little hairbrush and it's gonna be exactly what you wanted. Just saying. So I'm a hairstylist with 12 years of experience, and it doesn't happen very often, maybe once every few months or so. But I will have a client
get ready with me at 7 in the morning to probably get my heart broken. Yes, this involves a boy, but probably not in the way you're thinking. I am going to look at my dream wedding venue today, but here's the thing, and please give me any advice you have if you were a bride. Obviously, I fell in love with this place through pictures and seeing other weddings there, but after like digging deeper, it is somewhere where you have to like use all of their vendors. So I guess my real question is if you went with a venue where you had to use all their people, do you feel like it made it the easiest thing ever, or do you feel like you had absolutely no control? Kind of hard because like you fall in love with photographers, you fall in love with hair people, makeup people, etc. And to be like given a list of people I have to use just like literally makes me so stressed. I will say I have a backup venue that I'm like obsessed with, but they haven't responded to my emails yet, and I'm a bit scared of what they would quote me. If you were an Oklahoma bride, feel free to tag the venue you used or your favorite makeup person, etc., because I am so down to your recommendations right now. Literally florist, DJ, everything you can think of, because I'm starting from the bottom. I am really excited for today. I'm just somebody that like gets her head on something and is like, that's what I want, that's what I need. And after like seeing it all in person and talking to them and kind of getting like a better idea of how everything works, maybe it'll be the best thing ever. And I do have time because I'm not planning my wedding until 2027, but I know that'll be here before I know it. So I kind of like don't want to share the venue yet, and I just want to see if like anybody tags them as being like their favorite thing ever, because that would make me feel so good. But I'll definitely keep you guys updated. I probably won't record there just because like I want to be respectful and like understand everything going on. Yeah, once I decide, you guys will be the first ones to know, so definitely please give me your opinions. Get ready with me at 7 in the morning.
What are you doing? I just have pots. Right, what? Everything sets it off. I feel like everything sets it off. Oh, well, I'm sure not everything. Standing up? Yeah, but that's just when you stand up, right? Laughing, crying, hiccups, coughing, dancing. Oh, you love to dance. You're so bad. I know, dancing's my dream. It's gonna be, I'm dancing with the stars. Right. Talking, singing, another dream. I was gonna be on American Idol. You can find a way around that, like sitting and lots of rest and making sure you have all you need. Maybe instead of American Idol, you did it in the shower. But no one can hear you. Showering? Oh, that's a big one. Wait, do you not like my singing voice? Becky, I love you, and you have so many talents outside of singing and dancing. I would not be a good friend if I let you go on national TV. I was gonna be a star. I know. I know. What are you doing? I just have pots. Right, what?
I love coming to Aldi because I haven't been completely honest with you guys. Now that I've had a couple weeks to decompress, kind of get all my thoughts together, I would like to talk about it. Everybody assumed that since I wasn't posting videos, obviously something had happened with my health. A little bit, but it was more of a mental thing. I struggled very heavily with an ED while I was in high school and while I was actively in college. And I have just been having a really hard time with that recently. And even though my content isn't specifically surrounding EDs, I don't like coming online portraying myself as if I'm still okay, doing all these videos, life is normal, when it's not. I want
want to be able to show you guys the good side of things, but then also the bad.
You know what, like, I kind of want to talk about something. I want to talk about mental health, because I see it so much on, like, TikTok and whatnot, and, like, it feels like it is never addressed, and, like, everybody's always apologizing for, you know, needing a break, or needing time off, or just needing to take care of themselves, and I want to know why that is. I want to know why that is. Why are we so ingrained as a society that we truly believe that you don't need help? Like, people need help. It's normal to need help, and that should be normalized. But, like, I see it so much where they're like, oh, you know, I was just having a rough time, and I'm sorry I didn't make content, and I know you guys are mad at me. Like, nobody should be mad at you for that. First, serious, nobody should be mad at you for that, because we all have our days. And I just feel like it just goes unnoticed a lot that mental health is very serious, and it's not ever taken seriously, which is absolute bullshit if you ask me. Like, so many, like, workplaces, like, they don't care. They don't care. That's why I always tell people, if your job is making you feel like they don't care, then they probably don't care, and you can go make minimum wage anywhere. Like, you know, you don't have to work for that corporation. And I realize that for some people it's not that simple. Don't get me wrong, I get it. But mental health is something that needs to be acknowledged, and it never is. It never is. Like the video that we were watching that made me get on this topic, she said she had an eating disorder when she was in high school. So did I. I had a very serious eating disorder. I was bulimic. And I get that my body type now probably doesn't look like that, but I've spent a lot of time getting past that. When I first met my wife, I was 125 pounds. I'm not okay with the fact that I'm like 300 now, but it was unhealthy, the weight I was at. But you know, most of my high school years, I was never more than 89, 90 pounds. And although I was short, the standard weight is supposed to be, you know, 105, whatever. 105, 115, something like that. And I just wasn't. I wasn't healthy. I wasn't taking care of myself, and that's because I had other stuff going on, and I realize that probably sounds like dramatic for like a teenage girl, but like it was serious stuff that was going on at the time. And I do intend to make a video and talk about, you know, my story a little bit more. Just kind of been hesitant because I know what people are like. But yeah, like, it felt like for me that it was the only thing I had some control over. Sorry, give me a second. Liquid eyeliner's hard enough. That I had some control over, and I needed to have that control because it felt like I couldn't control anything else going on in my life. And the reality is I couldn't control everything else going on in my life. Hold on, I need a light, like a better. Hold on. Oh, that's much better. Okay, can you guys see me better now too? I'll just have to do that in the morning then. But yeah, I just, and eating disorders are probably more common among young girls, but it is so important to remember that it is not gender exclusive, and that men can also have eating disorders, just like they can also be in abusive relationships, and they have mental health needs. And I really, really wish we could do away with this toxic masculinity thing going on, because you know what? They were brave enough to reach out for help, and you made them feel like shit about it. Like, you're a shit person for that, and I don't fucking like you. Just saying. But yeah. Like, eating disorders are hard enough, but it's even harder when you've got people that are, like, because I've had people say when I've talked about having an eating disorder, I've had people say, oh, well, it doesn't look like you did a very good job. Like, that's not helpful advice. Because at one point, it was bad. It was really bad. And, you know, everybody just thought I was just taking care of myself, and I was really active, and I was really healthy, and I wasn't eating at school, and you're right, I wasn't, but when I did eat, I would eat a shit ton of junk and then throw it all back up. So it's not like it was, and it wasn't anything that even I could get nutrition from for having it sitting in my stomach for 3 minutes. You know, it's like, there's just so much more to it than people understand. And I realize that bulimia is looked over the most. And I genuinely think that's because people forget that that's like a thing. And, you know, the automatic assumption, when you say you've had an eating disorder or you have an eating disorder, people automatically go, oh, so you were into, like, anorexia, or you're anorexic. And it's like, no. There's another one out there, guys. And also, just so you know, overeating can also be considered an eating disorder, which is another thing that people don't talk about, because, like, yeah, that can be considered an eating disorder. It's called disordered eating. So whatever is disordered about it, whether it's too much, too little, or throwing it all back up, is bad. And of course, that, you know, and let's be real, a lot of this too that I think goes untalked about is the society standards that lead girls often into eating disorders. Because let's be real, you're certainly not going to be on Playboy or the Victoria's Secret fashion show if you're plus size. And that's sad, because you know what? We count too. Now, I'm obviously working out now, and I am trying to kind of control my weight, but I do have other issues that factor into my weight, such as my underactive thyroid and whatnot. But give me a second. I gotta get a drink. Got powder in my mouth. But anyway, getting back to this, I also have PTSD, OCD, which my wife thinks I don't, because I don't obsessively wash my hands, but I don't know how to make her understand that that's not the only thing that OCD is. There's a lot of things that can be OCD, and it's not just obsessively washing your hands or cleaning, as a lot of people seem to think it is. Anyway. Good thing I'm not wearing this outfit today. I just realized there's a mirror in here, and why I can't see it is because there's film on it. I always have to clean my office at the end of the day, because I end up just throwing shit around trying to get ready. But yeah. Don't be the person that makes people feel bad for the way they look. And, like, I got bullied a lot, despite the fact that I was super skinny and I was pretty and, you know, whatever. I was your typical pretty girl then. That sounds really conceited, I know, but that's basically what I was called, was your typical pretty girl. And I think that's the dumbest thing in the world. But whatever, I guess. So, yeah. But yeah, you know what, we're just gonna go watching TikTok, because I said my piece.
How you been? Like, what's going on? So, me and Josh broke up. Yeah, well, actually, I broke up with him, so. Oh. Okay. Yeah, like, wasn't working out, so. So, like, what made you finally decide to break up with him? So, you're not gonna believe this, but he was, like, kind of a douche. Oh my god, here you go. I didn't say anything. Yeah, I know you hated him. Who, me? No. I was, just letting you figure out your own thing. You know, breaking up makes you happy. I'm glad you're happy. You can be honest. Are you happy we broke up? Okay, I'm gonna be honest. Oh, Pray! broke up. Yeah, well, actually, I broke up with him, so. Oh. Okay. Yeah, like, wasn't working out, so. So, like, what made you finally decide to break up with him? So you're not gonna believe this, but he was, like, kind of a douche. Oh my god, here you go. I didn't say anything.
Okay, let's do the nails real quick.
The both of you. So if you would come in close. Okay. Squishy, squishy, squishy hugs. Sending you both love and light. Bye. This video is for Neva and her mom. Hi guys, how you all doing? Listen, so I received a request for a squishy hug, so I'm here to give that to you. The both of you. So if you would come in close. Okay. Squishy, squishy, squishy hugs. Sending you both love and light.
Good morning, and it's finally Friday. I normally get on here.
Yes. Why not? Can you address the accusations that you called a little girl the fattest piece of... Oh no!
Deciding, I don't feel like getting all this stuff, or I don't like what they told me that they want for Christmas, so I'm just gonna get this kid whatever I think they want. And beggars can't be choosers, but you chose that ticket. These kids did not choose to be in these unfortunate circumstances as a child who's a recipient of a failure of an angel tree. For a lot of these kids, this is the only time in the entire year that they get a chance at maybe getting something that isn't an absolute need. This is their first chance in the entire year, and the only chance they get out of the entire year to be selfish. A lot of these kids who are recipients of angel tree gifts still believe in Santa Claus. A lot of the things you see on those lists, especially the older kids that you look at and you're like, they don't need this, are on there for a reason. And if you are being the angel, you don't need to know that reason. Either buy it or put their ticket back for someone else to bless them. It is crazy to me how much some people hate children, but how much some people hate poor children or children who are in unfortunate circumstances and blame the child and act like it's the kid's fault, and all of a sudden the kid doesn't deserve a normal childhood because that kid was deprived of a normal childhood.
Hey, can I sample your margarita?
If you don't want, hey, no, you don't want a relationship, why get in the talking stage?
No.
Alright guys, I see your car hanging out at the top of that, so I'll go take care of this. Be right back. Walking up to the machine. Where's the car? Anybody seen this black American Express? Anybody? No?
Nobody wants to help? Okay, perfect. Excuse me, can you please find our waitress? We tried to pay our tab like 10 minutes ago and she never came back with my card or the receipts for me to sign. Like, what's going on? Yeah, I think she had to go in the walk-in and scream for a second because this lady was being really mean to her. I'll go find her. I'll be right back with your card. Stephanie, did you find the card? Because they're stopping me to ask for you. Like, have you found it yet? Does it look like I have found it? I've gone through every check presenter in this building. I find it. Manager, I need your help. I have lost over 52 scores and I cannot find it anywhere. I've gone through every single guest check presenter in this building. I have walked 17 times through the aisles in my section. I cannot find it. Well, shoot. Okay, who's at table 52? Karen McAsshat. Okay, like, I cannot lose this woman's card. I cannot give her any ammunition. For fluff's sake, are you serious? You had to lose her card? Hi, Karen, I'm the manager on duty. So listen, it seems that we have misplaced your card for just a moment. Give us just a few minutes so we can get our bearings together. We'll be right back with your check, okay? And your card. I'm sorry, you what? You lost my card. That's what that translates to? You have lost my card. It's more common than you think. Whenever you shove it down into this little slot and they close it, sometimes when they pull it out of their apron, it just slinks. It happens sometimes. And sometimes while walking, sometimes the thing falls all the way down in there because there's a hole at the bottom. Like, it's more common than you think. Give us just a moment. We will locate the card and we will bring it right back over to you. You have about 45 seconds to locate my card before I call the cops to this place because you guys stole my card. The longer I stand here talking to you, the longer it's going to take me to find it. I'll be right back. We're going to pretend this is a flashlight. We look everywhere, upside down and inside. Found it. There it is. It's down in the floor drain. Inside the drain. Okay, I'm going to need a screwdriver and some gloves, but I can get it out. On my hands and knees in the kitchen. In comes Karen. You haven't found my card yet? Because I've been sitting out there waiting for like 15 minutes, okay? I've already called the cops because I know you guys have stolen my card. Yes, evil one. I'm on my hands and knees with gloves and a screwdriver, getting it out of the drain. I have to take the grate cover off really quick. You can just leave that thing down there. I don't want it now. That's disgusting. I've already canceled the card and a new one is on the way. Just leave it down there. It's too late. I have already retrieved it from the drain. Let me wash this off and I can give it to you and you can do whatever you want with it. Wish wash, dry off. Here you go. Have the day you deserve. Guys, don't forget about the Christmas merch line that dropped last week. Everything on the whole website under Sassy is marked.
Hell. Hello, True Framers. This is the case of Janet Saklari. Viewer discretion is advised. Janet Saklari was born on December 30th, 1957, and when this case occurs, she is 35 years old. In August of 1993, Janet, who was living in New Jersey at the time, would travel with her brother and a couple of her friends here to the Nags Head area of North Carolina. It was a spot that they had frequented as kids with their family. The trip was supposed to be about a week long. They were supposed to come home on Friday, August 27th, 1993. They had been staying at a cottage for the week. And the brother and sister and the friends said, you know what, let's stay one more night. And that's what they did. They would get a couple of rooms at the Carolinian Hotel. They would spend some time on the beach, have some fun, relax. They would go out to dinner. Then later that night, Janet and her friends, not the brother stayed behind the hotel, they would go hang out at a local bar. They actually had with this man here, Edward Powell. He had been kind of hanging out with them throughout the week. Edward had been arguing with his girlfriend that night, and so when they were done at the bar, he asked if he could get a ride back to his apartment, which Janet did.